Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm Felicity from Enchanted by Soul, and this is your weekly energy forecast from March 13th to the March 19th. Take what resonates, leave what does not, as this is a general collective reading, so therefore it cannot resonate with everybody. You may find that the whole reading resonates, part of it resonates. If it does, be sure to comment below, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe if you resonate with my stuff as well. Feel free to share this video on your stories or with anybody that you feel a message is for here as well, okay? Now, if you want to work with me, book a reading with me, just check the description box below. All the information is there. And if you can buy me a coffee, feel free to buy me a coffee too. Okay, so let's get stuck into this week. Now, I know that the energy has been like a little like this, right? It's like 1 minute we're like feeling so good and like ready to go and this fiery energy. And then the next thing you know, it's like, whether it's feeling flat, whether it's feeling not much energy at all, or whether it's feeling like a little sad, frustrated, anxious as well, that's coming through. So the energy's been a little bit like that. It's going to start to stabilize out, okay, especially as we reach more towards the end of March and then as we go into April, as we go into Aries season. So at the moment, this is a great time to continue looking at what you want to close out, looking at what is not serving you, looking at what is toxic in your life and cutting it out. It's like there's a time for detox, a time to literally detox your body in the sense of health, okay, so physical. And also, so that resonates with you, go ahead and do that. But also detoxing ourselves with social media, detoxing with what we're consuming, detoxing in the sense of the products we're using, detoxing in energy too, like looking at like clearing our energy, making sure we're really doing that, but also looking around at the company that we keep, looking around at who our friends are, who we spend our most time with. Is it productive? Is it full of gossip, or is it full of empowering conversations? Is it fun? Do you leave feeling fulfilled and just so like, oh, I love hanging out with that person or that group? Or do you feel leaving like shit? This is the stuff to really look at, because at the end of the day, you have free will and you can choose on who stays in your life and what you decide to close out, what you decide to cut out, what you decide to leave. And that's up to you, right? That's really up to you at the end of the day. Also, there is this message coming through of being mindful of old situations, even old people, or very like similar personalities of different people, but in a different body, okay, and it's in a different person coming into your life. Be really mindful of that, really using your discernment. Sometimes as we go to really closing out a big cycle, and we're really close to doing that, like really completing it, and then being able to really leap forward, we sometimes, not always, but sometimes we have some people still come in, or people return, or situations return. That's almost like, okay, are you going to really get rid of this? Are you really going to break this pattern? Are you really going to break this cycle? Remember too that if you slip back a little bit, or you feel like you slip back a little bit, just pick yourself back up again and keep moving forward. Don't shame yourself. Don't sit in self-loathing or anything like that. That's really important too. This week, connecting with Gaia, so Mother Earth, is going to be very beneficial. If you've been thinking about taking up a meditation practice, now is the time. Even if it's like 5 minutes a day, guys, it doesn't have to be like a lot. And I've spoken about this many times before. Meditation can come in many different forms, okay? So remember that too. It's not always in the traditional sense. Even like gardening, I'm getting too. That could be really beneficial. Laughter, like watch something really funny, or go and see a comedy show, or just hang out with the people that make you laugh. Just really get into that childlike laughter energy. That's going to be also really beneficial. So grounding, meditating, cleansing your energy, working with the water element if you want to, but working with earth and water is going to be really beneficial. For some of you, you find working with fire element better. So, you know, using cleansing bundles, incense, things like that. Go ahead and do that. Do what feels best for you. At the end of the day, that is the most important and the most potent, and your intention behind it all is the most powerful, because you have all the power within. Okay, it's not specifically the tools that you use, the practices that you use. While they are beneficial and they help, at the end of the day, it's our intention that is behind it. Okay, so we're gonna see what comes out here. So again, if you're feeling a little like up and down, just know that this is such a collective energy at the moment. If you are feeling this, comment below. I would love to hear how your experience is going. Okay, feel free to share. This is a safe space. And so if you're feeling this energy, again, just really important to ground, to get back into your body, especially if you're feeling that anxious energy, right? It's almost feeling like some of you feel like there's something that's like this anticipation energy that can create a bit of an anxious feeling. It's like, well, we don't know what's happening, what's about to come. And sometimes that can bring through an excitement energy, and other times it can bring through an anxious energy with not quite sure what's happening. Sorry about that. I had to cut the video because I had someone come to my front door. Okay, so I'm going to can't remember where I finished off, so I'm just going to start pulling cards and trust that everything's going to come through that needs to be heard. Okay, so what do the collective for this week? See, beautiful, inner power, accessing your inner power. Oh, guys, seriously, detoxification. I love when that happens. It's just like, we're gonna back you up, girl. Okay, so inner power. Oh, accessing that, remembering too that you have that. So if you are feeling the energy of anxiousness or whatever you're feeling this week, you have the inner power. Also, you might be feeling fucking great, right? You might be feeling fired up this week, and that's amazing too. You have the inner power to bring about what it is that you want. You have the inner power to take the steps that you need so that you can create what it is that you desire and what it is that you want. So do not forget that. All right, let's grab one more card here. Fire magic. Okay, so again, some of you might be needing to use fire, but also a detoxification can be writing out your fears, writing out your worries, writing out things that you want to release and burning them if it's safe to do so. Okay, if it's safe to do so, but burning them. Okay, that can be really helpful too. Candle magic too, I'm hearing for some of you. If you like to do that, go ahead and do that. That can be really great for cord cutting too. So if you know how to do that, want to do that, go ahead. All right, so prayers and wishes as well. As either wishing well here. For a lot of you, you could have been really feeling like really, I'm actually almost feeling like for some of you, it's like this feeling of really being on your knees, like literally like on your knees, praying to the universe, praying to God, like begging for some sort of like miracle, whether it's to do with your healing or just to help you get out of a rough spot. Okay, just remember that the universe is always listening, your guides are always listening, and so just trust that the next step will be shown to you to help you navigate that and to move out of that. For others, this is like, come on, like let's take the steps, find that inner power so we can take these steps to bring these wishes into reality, to create these prayers to be answered, and all of that too. For, if it has been feeling a period of darkness, you see here the sun is starting to rise, right? I'm looking at that as it's starting to rise. The birds are there. And she's sitting here as well. She's wearing a purple dress. Purple to me always represents a couple of things. Represents a healing energy. I find it to be really beautifully healing. It also represents very like intuitive abilities, psychic abilities. Okay, so working with magic, working with manifestation. But again, remembering too that it's really important that when we do that, we are still taking the action that we need to. Okay, let's get stuck into the tarot, and we'll see what comes out. Yeah, some of you may have experienced a tower moment. That's brought in a bit of overwhelm, okay? This is where that grounding really helps. The laughter and all of that. Laughter's returning too if you have been feeling really down. Okay. Ace of Swords, breakthrough, clarity, victory after the battle, the Hierophant, wisdom, inner power, unlocking the universal wisdom, learning the spiritual practices. It's the spiritual enlightenment, the spiritual path. It can also speak of traditions as well, but I always really read the Hierophant as more to do with our inner wisdom, the wisdom of the universe, the universal laws and things like that. A lot of you could be really tapping into that. With the 5 here of the Hierophant, 5s represent change. So again, change is coming, okay guys, change is coming. But breakthroughs and new beginnings, because aces represent new beginnings, okay? The Wheel of Fortune. I'm loving seeing this because this is, like, again, I spoke about at the beginning, closing out cycles. So go ahead and do that, guys. Really close out what needs to close, and get rid of that fucking toxic shit, detox, etc. To, like, before the end of March, okay, before Aries season. Like, really look into that and get disciplined on staying on the track of not repeating the shit that you know that keeps you back, okay? All right, so Wheel of Fortune, though, represents like a time of luck, a time of where the wheel is turning in your favor. It can talk about karmic debt. So remember, with karma, it's neither good nor bad. It's just is what it is. It's what you put out, what you get back, okay? So if you've been putting in the work, the healing, doing all of that, and being patient, surrendering, taking action, whatever it is, it's like it's moving in your favor. With the 6 of Pentacles here, this represents a balance, but it also represents receiving some sort of gift, receiving some sort of handout. This could be a hand reaching out to you in the sense of metaphorically from the universe, but also could be someone physical to actually help you. Can talk about receiving some money too, okay? So for some of you, you might be receiving like a change in finances, or receiving like a little, like a boost in income, things like that too. Again, that's not going to be for everyone. Remember, this is not a personal reading. The Wheel of Fortune here, okay? This is a number 10. So we have a 5 and a 10. 10 is ending, 5 is change. So I'm loving to seeing this plus the Ace of Swords. This is a 1, which represents new beginnings. 6 can represent balance as well. Being mindful too of our thoughts. It's not about like toxic positivity of thinking positive all the fucking time, like, oh, vomit. But, you know, like being mindful of our thoughts. How are we talking to ourselves? How are we talking to ourselves? Are we in self-loathing? Are we being like, I can't do that, I'm stupid, oh my God, what's wrong with me, I'm too much, why do I always do this, I always get myself into this situation, I'm just such an idiot, like whatever it is, okay? Be mindful, because if we speak to ourselves like that constantly and a lot, and by the way, I used to do this so much in the past, it gets embedded in our subconscious, and that's what then drives our decisions, is our subconscious. So be really careful. Words are powerful. In fact, words are spells. So be really mindful with that. Just saw the 10 of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck. Loving it. Okay, underlying energy, what is to come, what you can have. All right, the King of Pentacles, very grounding energy. Again, if you need to take some time out, if you're doing some healing, if you're feeling like just a little bit overwhelmed, take some time out. It's okay to do that. It also speaks of like the spiritual journey, okay? The soul's journey, the soul's evolution. And that gets to look like how it looks like for you, and it gets to be how it is for you. And we bring people along the way that help us, and we have connection, because it's really important. Humans need connection. But really our soul's journey is our soul journey, okay? It's not anyone else's. So the King of Pentacles here, representing balance, representing abundance, representing being really grounded, like really structured, disciplined as well. Just has everything that he needs. So a lot of you are returning to this energy. Okay, returning to the energy, and then some of you who have really been moving a lot, like you're like getting here, okay? So I'm going to close this out before I run out of time. We have give into passion, okay? Give into passion, guys. Do what you need to do. Like tap into that beautiful energy, that inner power, and give into your passions. Give into the passion of life. I feel like a lot of you are going to start feeling that passion again, okay? And listening to wisdom, okay? There it is, listening to wisdom. Listening to the wisdom of your soul. Transformation and change. All right, beautiful souls, I've got to go. That's all the time that I have. Send you guys so much love. See you for next week.